The DC area is probably not the first place that comes to mind when you think of camping, but if you're looking to get away from the city and get back to nature, here are 6 places that you've got to check out. The first and furthest out location is Assateague Island. Assateague Island is quite the journey with a 235-mile drive from DC if you don't go through the toll roads, which I definitely recommend taking the toll roads because that cuts your trip down to 140 miles. This Atlantic Barrier Island is 37 miles long and lies along the Maryland and Virginia coasts. What makes Assateague Island famous are the feral horses that roam the island. The history of how these horses came to live on the island isn't fully clear, but the most likely explanation is that they're descendants of horses that were brought to the Barrier Islands by mainland residents. The story goes that these residents wanted to avoid fencing in their horses as well as avoid paying taxes on them. Campsites in Assateague Island include campsites run by the Maryland State Park System or the National Park Service. Prices for both campsite options range from about $30 to up to $80, with the state camping sites coming in just a little bit less expensive. Regardless of whether you choose a state or national park, reservations fill up quickly and sometimes even as soon as they open for registration, so be sure and plan ahead and reserve as soon as possible. Do keep in mind that on top of the camping fee, there's also a fee to get into the park. In addition to planning ahead for your reservation, be sure to also plan ahead for your food options. There aren't really any restaurants or grocery stores on the island itself, so bring as much as you think you'll need or plan to go to the mainland to stock up. If you'd like to do more than just hang out in your tent while you're camping, this area has a lot of things that you can do to keep busy. These activities include things such as hiking, swimming, fishing, kayaking and boating, attending ranger programs, wildlife viewing, crabbing, and hunting. Shenandoah National Park is approximately 75 miles west of Washington, D.C. in the Blue Ridge Mountains. The park includes over 200,000 acres of protected lands, and all sorts of animals call it home, to include bear, deer, and bobcat, among others. If this sounds like the camping site for you, keep in mind that there will be a park entry fee, as well as the fee specifically for camping at any one of the park's 4 campgrounds. The camping fees typically range between $15 and $45 per night, depending on several factors, including but not limited to the season and which campground you choose. If you're interested in hiking while you're out camping, Shenandoah Park is a great choice since it includes approximately 100 miles of the Appalachian Trail. Due to its popularity, Shenandoah National Park has tons of resources out there to help you learn about the park. These resources can include anything from books, maps and nature guides, the National Park Service website, and general park guides. All of these resources give plenty of options of things to do inside the park. If you'd like to go for an adventure outside of the park, check out the nearby charming town of Charlottesville, explore Luray Caverns, the largest caverns in the eastern United States, cruise Skyline Drive, a 105-mile road that goes north to south along the crest of the Blue Ridge Mountains, or visit any of the many nearby vineyards. Harpers Ferry is a historic town at the juncture of 2 rivers and 3 states and is located about 60 miles northwest of DC. While you can't camp in the town, there's plenty of camping around the town. Whether you're looking for tent or cabin camping, or even a place to hook up an RV, there are several options to choose from. There's also even a treehouse camp fairly close by where you can choose from several different levels of accommodation. An incredibly rustic cabin where you can get super back to nature with no heat, no electricity, and no mattresses. Tree cottages that are a little less rustic with heat and mattresses but no electricity. Or specialty themed houses, which include the Hobbit, Firefly, and Dragonfly houses. Which one sounds best to you? While you're camping, if you're looking for something to do outside of nature, be sure to stop by the town where you can learn all about the area's history, to include its role in the Civil War and Civil Rights Movement. If you're looking for something a little more active, be sure and check out the rafting and tubing nearby, the 20 miles of hiking trails in the area, or the various options for rock climbing, fishing, and biking. Catoctin Mountain Park is located about 60 miles northwest of Washington, D.C. in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Camping options in Catoctin include both tent and cabin camping, and you can also find several picnic areas. One big perk of Catoctin is that it doesn't have a park entrance fee, although there is a fee for camping. Another perk is that there are tons of options for things to do while you're there. The park includes 25 miles of hiking trails split between the east and west portions of the park. In the eastern portion of Catoctin, you can find plenty of overlooks and vistas, while in the western portion, you'll find more quiet and leisurely hiking options. Hiking on both sides of the park ranges from easy to strenuous, so regardless of your hiking style, you'll probably find something that you'll enjoy. There are even horse trails in the area just in case you have your horse stashed away and it needs to get out to stretch its legs. There are also even areas where you can fish. If you're willing to go on an extra little journey, be sure to stop by the Catoctin Wildlife Preserve in nearby Thurmont. This is a 50-acre park that's home to around 1,000 animals. Prince William Forest Park is one of the closer camping options to DC, being located just about 37 miles outside the city. The park is known as the largest green space in the greater DC metro area and contains 15 acres of land. That may not seem like a lot, but in this area, that is a ton of space. Prince William Forest Park has 2 campgrounds to choose from and includes multiple cabins that are available for both individuals and large or small groups. The standard park entrance fee typically ranges from about $10 to $20. On top of the park entrance fee, there's also a fee to reserve camping. I won't get too into detail on the camping reservation costs for this park because the prices vary wildly depending on what type of camping and how many people you're looking to reserve for. For more details, check out the park's website that I'll link in the description below. While you're there, take advantage of the park's 37 miles of trails as well as the several picnic spots. While you're exploring the trails, keep an eye out for the local wildlife, to include beavers, bears, bald eagles, and owls, just to name a few. If you're looking to get out of nature for a short break, Manassas Battlefield is about 30 miles away, historic Fredericksburg is about 25 miles away, and the Marine Corps Museum is a mere 5 miles away. The C&O Canal National Historic Park is by far the closest park to DC where you can find some camping. This spot is kind of a unique park because it's actually 184 miles long and stretches in a linear fashion between Georgetown in Washington, D.C. and Cumberland, Maryland. One of the nice perks about this park is that it's actually free to enter with only a few specific exemptions. If you're planning to camp in the park, you have a couple different options. The first option are the primitive campsites. These campsites are free and are primarily there for hikers and bikers that are traveling the length of the park. They are first come, first serve, and limited to 1 night per site per trip. The primitive campsites have toilets, picnic tables, and fire pits, but no drinking water. The second option are reservable campsites. These campsites do require a reservation and are not free. As with the primitive campsites, the reservable campsites also have toilets, picnic tables, and fire pits, but these campsites do have drinking water. One big note with the drinking water is that it is treated with iodine, so if you have an iodine allergy or think that you might, it's probably best to bring your own water. That said, the park administrators actually recommend that everyone brings their own water just to be safe. The reservable campsites have a 14-day max stay and are limited to 8 people per site. The park also offers group sites if you have more than 8 people. While prices vary depending on the season, the campsite that you book, and how many people will be at the campsite, the prices typically range between $10 and $40 per night. If you're looking for things to do while you're camping in this park, you'll be pretty limited to just the trails in the park, but it's also very easy to venture out into the nearby towns and check out all of the museums as well as everything else that the towns have to offer. If you're looking for ways to get out and enjoy the outside in the fall, check out this next video where I talk about the best places for fall foliage in Virginia.